Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of the Kappar server. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Did you miss my beautiful eyes? I know, this is why I'm not covering it. At least for the first episode. There is a difference between this server and the previous server, and that is, you can also play along, meaning that the Kappar Modpack is available on CurseForge. I will put a link in the description. But as I have already mentioned, this is an SMP, meaning that there are going to be other people on the server. You might be asking yourself, who are they? Well, we have a queen who has been loaded, we have a lad who's curious, we have a perp who has been licked. Yes, moving on. We have a fonda who plays, and we have a tree who has been folded, who is not home for some reason, and of course a bunch of other people who we will meet. Finally, we have a Lash who has been macked. I just made a verb out of everyone's name. Nice. Anyhow, I am a little bit late to the party, we just have a garbage smeltery, and a very messy hobbit hole. Look. This biome that you see over here is going to be our base, and it is going to be the site of our military industrial facilities. Also research on humans. You know, at first I thought we were going to have a magical research facility, but the thing is, I did notice that we have the mortar. And not the garbage mortar and pestle, the actual mortar, with shells. So definitely we are going to go with a military facility, and for that we need to pay a small visit to the Nether. Obsidian. Inventory management is a pain. Of course, as usual, we should always remember that a portal has to be a 3 by 3. See you in hell. Oh, this is hell. Oh, there's a magnum torch. I told you we are late. What we are looking for is not something super complicated, we just want some netherrack. I'm assuming since there has been a magnum torch, there's no way I can find quartz, right? Oh, they missed some. The reason that I wanted netherrack was to get some nether steel. This is so beautiful. It's literally a crime not to use it. Although it's kind of difficult to break. So anyways, the site of our first bunker is going to be here because it has a nice vantage point and it's next to a lake. I want the inside space to be a 9 by 9, I want the walls to be 2 blocks thick, so it should be 13 by 13. This is gonna take ages. Have I ever mentioned that a bunker is just a very fancy name for a cube? And not just any cube, a plain and simple cube, made out of concrete. Don't you worry, we are going to try and make it look nice and livable, but the problem is that I severely underestimated how much material I need in order to make concrete. So I think I should go on a very small resource gathering session, and I was hoping maybe we can make the dank null. You know, cause I only have a satchel and an ender sack. Also, I'm out of food. I think making a dank null is actually a huge waste of resources, cause have you ever noticed that you need red glass, then you need blue glass, white glass, cyan, and finally lime. It's supposed to solve your inventory management issues for the early game, but it does cause a bit of a problem. And after you're done with crafting, you're left with all this garbage. And I even forgot about the yellow glass. We do not have enough emeralds, so for the moment, diamond will do. Where do I put the garbage? Okay, that will work. Well, this is a battleship and I decided to raid it. You might notice from the map that it hasn't gone so well. But I think on a positive note, the first floor is done. You don't really regen, that's the problem. Oh, it gives you nausea. Coffee is good. It's always good. Yes. Burn! Burn! So my internet has been having some problems during the past 2 days and I'm far behind other people. So we need to catch up. If we don't suffocate, this should be the end portal, yes. We need to set up some sort of an inventory management system, and we are of course going to go with the Ender IO control panel. But we need pearls. And for some reason, people forgot to mention to me that you need to bring an ender pearl. This is so nice. Yeah, I know. Would you like me to fly over? I would. Okay, I think I'm alive. Yes. I do have a feeling that the ender dragon is not very smart. This should be a decent platform. Come here. Give me your head. You go away. Another one? Maybe? You know, I just want some ender pearls, and that stupid dragon is causing some problems. Oh, and boy, it's laggy. Stop spitting! Yes! You know, I was really not planning for this, and he saw me. Did you? Yep. Half a heart. Yes! Okay, all of that just to get a few heads. I actually had to put beheading on my sword and I didn't have obsidian, so I brought my tool forge. There's plenty of obsidian here. You know, the entire reason that we did this is to make the soul binder because, you know, it requires all the heads. I don't have all the heads, but you can craft it. But in the meantime, while we are here, is there any interesting ores? Well, there's biotite, I guess. Not very useful. As I have already mentioned, we are a little bit behind others in the game because my internet problems, so we need to do a lot of things at the same time. It's not a competition, but it's good that at least everyone is at the same technology level. Game will be more fun. Anyways, we need to take care of our inventory, so we are going to make the inventory panel from Ender.io. That is on the list. We also need to at least get the Sojourner Sash from Botania. I'm really slow, I feel sad. And we need to get some sort of power up and running, so I don't know, for the moment I'm just going to mark a solar panel so that we know what to do. That is also on the list. Not a solar panel, just power. One of the items that we need in very large quantities in order to get into Ender.io is Grains of Infinity. I know, it's one of the most painful blocks. I don't really want to automate it at this very moment, but what we should be able to do is to get maybe a few stacks. This is a nice pick. How did I make it? It's wood. So do not be worried, we have plenty of iron and we have plenty of flint. And I just realized I will catch on fire. As I recall, if you have 81 grains of infinity, what you can do is that you can make a compressed infinity dust block, and whenever you put it inside the sag mill, there is a chance of getting a grain of infinity. And besides, you will get your infinity dust blocks back, so you can convert it back into the compressed version, and rinse and repeat until you get infinite amounts of grains of infinity. So that is something that I really want to do, and this is why I'm trying to gathering as much as I can. I have moved everything from our hobbit hole over there to our bunker, so let us get started with Ender.io. We need a few simple machine chassis. We go with 10? Yeah, you can make any gear. Ooh. Since the basic versions are incredibly garbage, we are going to go with 2 simple alloy smelters. This is one. And there you go, the second one. Sag mills are also incredibly garbage. Let us see if we can make 2. Very good. We have 2. We are not generating any significant amount of power. We have these 2 coal generators and 1 spectre coil. And I think this spectre coil is actually good enough for the moment because it will generate 120 RF per tick, constantly. And since we are extremely poor people, constant is a good thing. I cannot place it down. What if we make an energy cell? Will that work? Yes, perfect. So 2 garbage alloy smelters and 2 garbage sag mills. Another teeny tiny problem that I have is that I don't really want to go to the Nether and I need a bit of soul sand. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make an atomic reconstructor. You go over here, and if I drop you, you should give me soul sand, right? Please? Cool. You know, for soulium. So while the stuff is cooking and getting prepared, let us get a few other things going on. For example, one of our most important building blocks, as usual, is going to be hemp. And I literally just found 1 seed, so we need to reproduce. Oh, fertile soil doesn't need a hoe? Okay, that should be more than enough for a while. You know, Ender.io used to be so fun before all the blends, dyes, and, you know, grains of infinity. Anyhow, industrial dye blend. And with this we should be able to upgrade some of this chassis into the upgraded version. And obviously, soul-attuned dye blend for the soul binder. Obviously, one more thing that we have to get going very soon is Botania. Cause you know, I still want my sash. Oh, there's no water. There you go. I was going to try and stay cheaty and not go to the Nether that much, but we need a few stuff. A quartz. And as usual, there's something that wants to kill you. A teeny tiny bit of glowstone. And I'm done. We can go home. Okay, so where do we stand? I need to go on a very small adventure to gather a few resources, but before doing that, I really want to get some mana going on. With white flowers, we just get pure daisies. Where are they? Oh, here. I didn't see them. And if we want to get more flowers, we need floral fertilizer. Otherwise, I have to go through the world and gather every single flower. It is very true that I am going to go on a very small adventure to gather resources, but I want mana when I come back. So this is why we're wasting a bit of bone meal. We have everything, right? We are going to go with endo flame, so brown, red, and one thing that I always forget, is it grey or light grey? Yes, light grey. This is something that most of you guys already know, but if you plant a petal and bone meal it, you get a tall flower, and if you shear it, you will get 4. Our beautiful purple wand of the forest, a 1 mana pool, and for very garbage automation, we are going to go with a dropper, and maybe a hopper which runs into it. Okay, I was waiting for some more living wood, because what we need is an open crate. Garbage mana spreader will do for now, not that we have any other options. And I always mess it up whenever I'm making this, but I think something like this should work. So dropper, open crate, hopper goes in, we put the mana spreader, there should be a 1 block gap, because otherwise the redstone is going to screw it up. And we have 6 endo flames. I have 13 blocks of coal, that should be good for now. So, a button, and we activate you. Yes, a tiny bit of mana. We can't even see it. Are you going in? Yes. So let me dump the items and we go on a very small exploration. Actually, just before we go on a very small adventure, we need to make a delivery to a lad who seems to be curious. Are you inside? Red dyes and ender pearls. And also your block. So in this exploration, we are looking for a few things. One of them is oil. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be oil? Yes. Oh, oil from Galactic Craft. It's oil. Who cares? I was going to say that the other thing that we are looking for is either going to be a witch or a villager that we can electrocute. There is a witch. You come with me. Although I would feel really underaccomplished if I don't electrocute someone. So there you go. Also come with me. You, go to hell. Oh boy, after a ton of crafting, and you might notice that I have been very unorganized, we are ready. This is the center of our bunker, so we can dig it out. We can have a teeny tiny bit of an expansion over here so that this guy will no longer look like a cube. You guys have already seen the inventory panel in action in the previous season of Kappar and also GTNH New Horizons. But compared to GTNH New Horizons, this one is a little bit different, so we do need the item conduit, but we also need the data conduit. And these guys are going to be connected to some inventory system storage. It's essentially a triple chest which you can upgrade into a quadruple chest and also a 5x chest. So these guys are going to go here and we have like 20 chests. That's good. But nonetheless, these guys are going to require some sort of a power. So for the moment we have a capacitor bank and I'm going to steal my spectre coil, which should be more than enough, I guess. Yes, they're charging up. I think the item conduits should just be on insert and not on extract. Anyhow, now if I give you a bucket of nutrient distillation, which is bugged out, but okay. Yes, it's alive and we can dump all the items inside. It's very slow. That's the thing. Now that we have an inventory management system and we have something which actually resembles a base, a spectre coil is not really gonna power everything. So let us try and fix that, and we're going to play with my new favorite mod, Industrial Renewal. I'm not really sure how it works, but everything looks so cool. There is something called a steam boiler and there's also a steam turbine, and it's supposed to give us 5000 RF per tick. Wow. I highly doubt we can operate it, but we will see. Oh, we need a saw, small slab. Okay, I think already my inventory system is full. It's fine. We take the stone out, everything should be fine. I thought the recipes are going to be cheap, but these are expensive. Especially this early in the game, I guess. Anyhow, here is the turbine, and if I'm not wrong, here is the boiler. I did play a little bit in this in a single player world, and apparently we also need some sort of a firebox. So the solid fuel is for coal, charcoal, coal coke, etc. But there's also a liquid version. Which by default is supposed to work with lava, but apparently it also works with oil. We will see which one is more efficient. Anyhow, now you will understand why I love this mod. Just look at that block. It's beautiful. By the way, what are you? Oh, you're the boiler. And you're the turbine? Awesome. Awesome. I'm assuming blue is input, orange is output, and the firebox also goes on the boiler. Yes. Oh, that is also input. Good to know. So this is the main reason that we had to go and find some oil, because getting lava early game is kind of painful. But essentially, he's going to get water. Water is going to convert it into steam. Steam goes inside the turbine, and this should be the power tap. I also really don't have any clue if it explodes or not, but where's my sink? Oh yes. But as I was saying, we're going to give it a test. Oh, and one more thing. I think the steam is also going to be converted into water, so we can pump it back into the boiler. I think that is a fair assessment. It's just that I'm waiting for some quartz. Oh my goodness, you're slow. Really slow. It's fine, we don't need that much. Just a few conduits will do. So how do we want to do this? I think we hook it up to water first, extract, and there should be a gauge for water, yes. It's so nice. And then we extract the oil and see if it works. Yes, 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 perfect. 26 degrees. It's not consuming that much oil. That's a good sign. Of course, we have to make the setup look nice, otherwise this is incredibly garbage. But we are just waiting for some power and see if it works. I was thinking maybe we should get lava using blood magic or something crazy, but apparently this is a very good option. Besides, we can process oil into something. All I'm saying is that it can be much more efficient. Almost there. 92. 100. Give me steam. Well, actually, if you look at the gauges on the turbine itself, it's telling you that it's going to produce water. So we did it correctly. It goes back into the system. The steam is not being transferred. Maybe we're waiting for a pressure to build up? Stop burning my oil. Although gathering oil with a bucket is kind of painful, so maybe we should also think of a reservoir. Oh, you're going to be painful. Yeah, you're going to be painful. Okay. Well, this one holds 90 buckets. It's not bad. I am waiting for some steam to build up because I think it needs to be activated at a certain pressure. And at this rate, we're not doing really good. So I did disconnect the pipe. So I'm not sure if this is the situation. Maybe we're going to need 2 boilers per turbine. But let us see. When it reaches green, we connect it. So we connect you. Steam is at maximum. Yes. The turbine is moving. Oh, steam went down again. Yeah, we need more pressure. Well, it does not require a rocket scientist because the boiler is going to generate 380 millibuckets of steam, while the steam turbine is going to consume 2500. I forgot to read the tooltips. Oh, we have a guest. Hello. How are you, Lord Fender? He gave me flowers. Thank you. I think we give him diamonds. We are an industrial civilization, we don't need that many diamonds. So I just made him the armor. We also have 1 extra pistol and a few rounds. Ah, thank you for the garbage. Thank you. Also, I did make an extra satchel, so maybe we can give a satchel? Very fancy. So yes, boilers. We're going to go with 6, but I think we needed 6.5, maybe 7. But we will see if it's going to be enough or not. I did also make a pump, and that should be a nice thing to have. Are we getting some water? Yes. I also did manage to get a teeny tiny bit more fuel. How do you turn the weather down? Like this? Okay, much better. And it's going to eat through our oil, but let us see what happens. Oh, that's not good. The problem is that my extraction rate is kind of garbage, because we're using a garbage conduit. But the temperature is going up, so I'm not gonna complain. Of course, one thing that we can do is that we can always cheat a bit. Meaning that it is extracting 100 millibuckets, but maybe we can do something like this. And then it will be 200. Well, we are getting steam. That's a good sign. Oh, the turbine is active. Yes. Make me power. How many rounds per minute do you need? Well, believe it or not, it's actually working. The buffer is full. It's just that I have really no idea how much power it's generating. I'm guessing it's off because, well, the buffer is full. But we do have a capacitor bank. Let us see. Oh yeah, the input level is at 1000, so yeah. It's maxed out. Oh, and by the way, the water level is fluctuating because, well, it needs a lot of water. But the system works in theory and it does look really cool. It's just that we need to tweak it a bit. Meaning that I'm going to need tons more oil because I think we're out of oil. Better servos and also means of processing oil. Well, as it turns out, getting oil is the easy part. You just need a pump. From Buildcraft. And you might also notice that there's plenty of oil around the base. I don't think anybody on the server is going to use it because nobody's that stupid to use oil. It's so inefficient. But that is one part of the plan. The other part is that I need some resources, which is something that I'm going to go and gather on my own. I don't like beetles. It's just a fancy name for a cockroach. Okay, so it has been a while later and I have been working on the boiler area. It's not finished yet because those nether steel blocks are incredibly expensive. Well, at least for me. I'm assuming by now everybody has automated resources. I wanted to go with nether steel because, you know, it's kind of rusty. Looks old. Like me. But with the resources that I have gathered, we also have some upgrades. For example, we have better pipes, we have better servos, and we have 2 sinks. And of course, we have a ton of oil. And by a ton, I mean like 700 buckets. It's not much. So let us give this guy another test. We're going to extract the oil. There should be plenty of water and the temperature should go up. Yeah, I need more oil or a better fuel because, you know, it's not very efficient. But then again, we're not aiming for efficiency. We're aiming for niceness. I also have a flux plug here. Let us see how much power we are generating. Again, one thing that you should remember is that I'm incredibly poor, so we're going to go with 5 capacitor banks. 2000... Okay. Oh, that was the buffer of the turbine. Fine. We are still waiting for steam. You know, 90% of my problems will be solved if I use this. The problem is that it's incredibly expensive. For the moment. The turbine is being activated. Okay, it does start making power when it reaches 600 RPM. 1.2k RF. Nice, nice. I know it's so much effort just to get a teeny tiny bit of RF, but it's actually fun. The capacitor banks are almost full. Therefore, we have power. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.